It finally happened. The thing you wanted. The job came through, or the person texted back, or the project you'd bled over got the yes. For about an hour, you felt it. That warm, clean rush of things going right. And then, almost on schedule, something in you turned. You picked a fight over nothing. You forgot to send the email that would seal the deal. You started scrolling at midnight, when you knew you had the biggest morning of your year. You looked at the good thing you'd been chasing your whole life, and some quiet hand inside you reached out and started loosening the bolts. And afterward you sat in the wreckage and asked the question that haunts everyone who does this. What is wrong with me? Why can I survive anything except things going well? Why do I always find a way to burn down the house the moment it finally feels like home? So here is the first thing I need you to hear tonight. Nothing is wrong with you. You are not broken, you are not addicted to misery, and you are not secretly trying to ruin your own life. What is happening to you is a specific, predictable process with a real cause, and it is running exactly the way it was built to run. Self-sabotage feels like a flaw in your character. It is not. It is an old protection program, doing its job with terrible loyalty. And once you see the machinery behind it, it finally starts to loosen its grip. Welcome in. I'm Sage. Let's get started. Let's begin with the part that makes no sense on the surface. Why would good news feel like danger? To answer that, you have to understand how your brain actually decides what is safe. It does not care what is good for you. It cares what is familiar. Deep in your brain sits the amygdala, your built-in fire alarm, and its entire job is to compare this moment against every moment you have already survived. If a situation matches your past, the alarm stays quiet, even if your past was painful. If a situation is unfamiliar, the alarm goes off, even if the unfamiliar thing is wonderful. Your nervous system does not have a setting for "this is good." It only has "this is known" and "this is unknown." So imagine you grew up with a certain amount of tension in your body, a certain baseline of not quite safe. That level, whatever it was, became your normal, your emotional thermostat, set in childhood. Now something goes right, and your inner temperature rises above that setting. To you it feels like joy. To your nervous system, it feels like the room getting too hot, too fast, off the charts, out of range. And the thermostat has exactly one job when the temperature leaves its set point. It kicks on to bring you back. The fight you picked, the deadline you dropped, the good thing you quietly wrecked, that was the thermostat, cooling the room back down to the only temperature your body ever learned to call home. There's a chemical layer under this too. When you're moving toward a reward, your brain floods you with dopamine, the chemical of wanting and chasing. Dopamine loves the hunt, but the moment you actually arrive, dopamine drops, and into that empty space rushes a strange dread. Meanwhile, your prefrontal cortex, the calm, grown-up part of your brain that could say, "This is fine, you're allowed to have this," goes quiet, because the amygdala has already pulled the alarm and taken the wheel. So you're left with a screaming fire alarm, a crash of the reward chemical, and no rational voice loud enough to argue. That is the exact chemistry of the moment right before you blow it all up. But here is the part that changes everything. This reflex is not random, and it did not start with the job or the relationship you just wrecked. It started when you were small, and back then, it was smart. Look back for a moment. Was there a version of your childhood where good moments came with a catch? Where the day things went well was the day the other shoe dropped? Maybe you brought home the good grade, and it was met with a shrug. or a sudden coldness, or a reminder not to get a big head. Maybe joy in your house was dangerous, because being happy and visible made you a target, and staying small and unnoticed kept you safe. A child in that world learned something in their bones. Wanting things is risky. Getting things is riskier. The safest place to stand is just below the line, where anyone notices you have something to lose. So, that child built a machine. Its job was to never let you get too high, because from up high, the fall hurts more. Reach for the good thing, yes, but pull back before you actually hold it, because holding it means you can lose it, and losing it means the pain you already know too well. And that machine never got the memo that you grew up, that you are safe now, that the people who taught you joy was dangerous are no longer in the room. It still fires the instant life gets good. The psychologist Gay Hendricks, who spent decades studying high achievers, called this the upper limit problem, the idea that each of us carries an inner thermostat for how much success, love, and joy we will allow ourselves to feel, and the moment we exceed it, we unconsciously do something to bring ourselves back down. You were never sabotaging your success. You were obeying a limit someone set for you a long time ago. So how does that limit show up in real life? Let's break it down, one pattern at a time. Pattern 1, the preemptive strike. When things get too close to good, you become impossible. You start the fight, you find the flaw, you push away the person who is finally being kind to you. It feels like they did something wrong, but look at the timing. It almost always fires right after a moment of real closeness or real success. Your nervous system would rather end it on your terms today than risk it ending on someone else's terms tomorrow. It's a soldier who blows the bridge himself, just so he never has to wonder when the enemy will. Pattern 2, the disappearing act. This one is quieter. You don't explode, you just fade. The application sits unsent in your drafts. You stop replying to the recruiter. You get mysteriously exhausted the week of the opportunity, sick right before the trip, distracted right before the deadline. It never feels like a decision. It feels like life just got in the way. But watch which things you drop, and you'll notice it's almost never the small stuff. It's the things that matter most, the ones where success would actually change your life. It's a swimmer, feet from shore, who suddenly decides to rest. Pattern 3, the joy tax. You get the good news, and within minutes your mind hands you the bill. You can't just enjoy it. You have to immediately worry about losing it, or list everything that could still go wrong, or decide you don't really deserve it. Psychologists call this foreboding joy, the reflex of bracing for disaster in the middle of a beautiful moment. Because feeling too happy feels too exposed. You dress rehearse the tragedy, so the real one can't catch you off guard. But all it really does is make sure you never get to actually live inside the good thing while it's here. Pattern 4, moving the finish line. You finally hit the goal, and instead of celebrating, you instantly make it not count. That promotion isn't a real promotion. That was just luck. Anyone could have done it. The finish line you spent years running toward evaporates the second you cross it, and a new, farther one appears. This way you never have to stand still in the terrifying open field of having actually arrived. It's a runner who, every time she nears the tape, quietly walks it back another mile. So the race, and the safety of still chasing, never has to end. And once you see all of this, that your self-sabotage isn't self-hatred but self-protection, an old bodyguard who never learned the war is over, everything changes. Because you don't fire a loyal bodyguard by screaming at him. You retire him gently, by showing him you're finally safe. So here's how to actually start. This week. Tip 1. Name the thermostat out loud, in the moment. The next time something goes right and you feel that familiar itch to ruin it, don't obey it and don't fight it. Just narrate it. Say to yourself, "This is the part where I usually blow it up. This is my upper limit. I'm allowed to feel good past this point." Naming it pulls the prefrontal cortex, your rational voice, back online, and it puts 1 inch of space between you and the reflex. In that inch, you get to choose. That inch is where your whole life can change. Tip 2. Let yourself feel good in small, survivable doses. If joy overwhelms your system, you don't fix that by demanding you tolerate a flood. You build the muscle in drops. When a good thing happens this week, set a timer for 2 minutes and just let yourself feel it. No bracing, no bill, no but. Notice where the good feeling lives in your body and stay with it until the timer ends. You're teaching your nervous system, slowly, that joy can rise and nothing bad comes after. You're moving the thermostat up 1 degree at a time. Tip 3. Catch the preemptive strike before you fire it. If your pattern is picking fights or pulling away right when things get close, make one rule for yourself this week. When you feel the sudden urge to blow something up, wait 24 hours before you act on it. Don't send the text. Don't start the fight. Don't pull the pin. Just notice, this urge showed up right after something good, and let it pass through you instead of out of you. Almost every time, by tomorrow, the alarm will have gone quiet on its own, and the thing you almost destroyed will still be standing. Tip 4. Rewrite what success means to your body. Part of you still believes that having good things is dangerous, so give that part new evidence on purpose. When you hit something good, say it plainly. I have this, and I'm safe, and nothing bad has to follow. It'll feel like a lie at first, because your nervous system has decades of the opposite. Say it anyway. You are not being delusional. You are updating a file that was written when you were too young to know it was only ever one house, one story, one set of rules, and not the truth about the whole world. So think of it like this. Somewhere inside you there's a young guard, standing at the gate of your life, and he was hired long ago with one instruction. Don't let them get too comfortable, because comfort is when the bad thing happens. He's not your enemy. He's exhausted, and he's scared, and he has been protecting you the only way he was ever taught. Your job isn't to fight past him. It's to walk up, look him in the eye, and tell him the thing no one ever told him. The war is over. We won. You can put the torch down now. You're allowed to come inside where it's warm, and you're allowed to stay. So the next time life finally goes right, and you feel that old hand reaching for the bolts, don't panic and don't judge yourself. Recognize what's really happening. The temperature rose above your set point. The guard came on duty, and the thermostat is trying to cool you back down to the only home it ever knew. Name it, breathe, and gently tell that frightened part of you that it's finally safe to let the good things stay. Before you go, I'm genuinely curious. What's the good thing in your life you caught yourself almost sabotaging the moment it started to work? Tell me in the comments. Someone reading this is standing in the exact same wreckage, wondering if they're the only one, and it helps more than you know to see you're not. If any part of this made you feel a little more understood, leave a like so it reaches more people who need it. And subscribe, because every week we take one of these quiet, human struggles and make it make sense. I'm Sage. Take care of yourself, and this time, let the good things stay.